Hi, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here's INTERGEO TV from Berlin, and right now we are talking about reality capture and all the novelties Hexagon has brought to us this year to this year's INTERGEO, and I really like to welcome here Jürgen Mayer, President Reality Capture by Hexagon Geosystems. Hi and welcome, Jürgen.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, you're so welcome. So you are the president of the division of the reality capture. And what are the trends that you see in that field? And how is Hexagon positioned to leverage and adapt these trends?
Well, the first trend that comes to my mind is maybe not necessarily a trend of reality capture, but something that drives reality capture. And that is this global mega trend of digitalization. So essentially in reality capture, we are very much surfing the digitalization wave. And if you think about this concept of the digital twin, for example, that has become very mainstream. Huh? I mean, a couple of years ago, when I talked to customers and I mentioned digital twins, I would always have to explain what it is and what it is good for. That has become very mainstream, has become very adopted in many industries beyond machine industry where it originally came from, and it's now widely used in construction, for example. And as Hexagon, I believe we are very well set up, and we're very much moving into this direction with our concept of the smart digital reality, which is an extended digital twin concept where digital twins interact in real time with the real world via autonomous sensors that almost instantly update this digital twins. Technological trends that affect us and that keep us busy also in reality capture are, the ones that everyone talks about. You read in the newspapers about robotics, artificial intelligence, cloud computing. All of these things are obviously things that are very, very relevant for reality capture as well. And again, here I would argue that we are at the forefront of technology with the portfolio that we have also displayed here at INTERGEO. If you come to our booth, you will see robots autonomously capturing reality. You will see streaming up to the cloud. You will see how artificial intelligence algorithms turn this into beautiful visualizations automatically and so on and so forth. So I think that is very much the core of what we are doing. And finally, apart from technology trends, we see the adoption of reality capture becoming both wider and deeper. And if I say deeper, I mean those people who have used reality capture in the past are using it more now. I talk to customers and they say, look, when we started with laser scanning, we used it in specific projects where things got complicated and so on. Now we use it every day, and we use it for every project because so fast and simple, and we have a record of the scene in 3D that we can always go back to, that we also can use for marketing purposes, virtual walkthroughs, and so on and so forth. And if I say wider, then we see people adopting reality capture who we didn't think of 5 years ago. So more and more people with the entry barriers becoming lower are adopting the technologies and using these concepts in fields like real estate, wood construction, and many more. So that is a trend that we address from a strategic point by a very strict, what we call a doing both approach. So we have a suite of sensors and softwares that are very much geared towards these professional users who want to get the maximum out of the equipment, and that will be maintained and improved further. But on the other side, we in particular have this BLK series of products, which are very much geared at democratizing reality capture, which one button press reality capture for everyone essentially, and that's pretty much the main trends I see.
Yeah. And thanks very much for bringing us closer to the developments and the world of hexagons here in the reality capture world at INTERGEO. And you just mentioned it. Of course, customers and visitors for INTERGEO are familiar with the BLK to go, which was also presented several years ago here at INTERGEO. And right now you launched a new BLK to go Pulse. So tell us more about that.
Yes, we are very proud of the new family member of our BLK series. And as you just mentioned, that BLK journey started 2017 with the original launch of the BLK 360. And ever since then, with the BLK 360 and with every new family member to the BLK family, we try to push the limits of what is possible from a technology point of view, but also push forward towards this, what I mentioned before, this democratization of reality capture, making the technology more approachable for a wider range of people. And the BLK to Go Pulse now in particular, again, does both. It's we are bringing in a new technology, time-of-flight cameras, which is a new technology in reality capture that opens up new possibilities, both from a sensor perspective, but also in how to use the equipment. And with the technology comes this concept of what we call first-person scanning, where as a user, you essentially always scan exactly what you see. It's very intuitive. You get immediate visual, colorized, beautiful feedback. So you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly what's happening. And now combine it with upload to the cloud, automatic processing into final deliverables. I mean, how much more intuitive can it get? And I believe that's the next major step into making reality capture available pretty much to everyone. We also received fantastic feedback here at the show from customers, so we're very, very happy about the new BLK to Go Pulse.
Yeah, and that's really interesting. And for several years, we're also talking about that capturing the data also means you have to store it. You have to store it in real time. You have to make it available. So the cloud solutions are really relevant. They're getting better each year. Absolutely. And there, you also spoke about that, how to collaborate and to work in real time together at the conference here at INTERGEO.
Yes.
And I also met BLK Mayer and so on. so every time we also talk about BIM and the developments. And you presented the HXDR, a new platform, a cloud, collaborate together. And this is also a very important part here.
No, absolutely. It's essentially a core part of all these future ways of collaborating and dealing with the data, as I have just mentioned. And we mentioned also before cloud computing, AI-based computing as big technological trends. And HXDR is essentially addressing all these things. So what HXDR is in essence a cloud-native platform for digital reality data at scale. Cloud-native platform meaning that it's really built as a platform that provides certain core capabilities that everyone can use who wants to build applications and services on top of it to do specific things based on the base functionality that's provided anyway. And we've just this year alone we have launched 3 services based on HXDR, powered by HXDR. First one would be Reality Cloud Studio, which is dealing with reality capture data, scanning data in particular, provides space for automated processing, visualization, collaboration. Then we have Hexagon GeoCloud, which is a new services portal, which was just announced here at INTERGEO. And the first service that is offered is Hexagon GeoCloud Drive, which is dealing with data transfer, data synchronization, collaboration across locations with the central data storage in the cloud. Very, very convenient and simple to use. And the last one you mentioned, Ilka, is LogLab Cloud, which is all about managing and collaborating on object-based digital twins on HXDR and in the cloud. And in a way, with these 3 examples, you also see already where the journey is going. So essentially, we will over time see more and more of these services and applications being built on top of HXDR. The nice thing about HXDR is that it can hold any data, any digital reality data from single point data that come from traditional surveying sensors to point clouds, images, 3D data on city and country scale, as it would come from our content program, for example. And the nice thing now is that because we are holding all this data in one platform, we have these services on top of it that do specific things, but now we can also start using synergies between these services where the output of one service, say Reality Cloud Studio, becomes the input for another one. And now I do a scan of a building, and I can take that scan, make it visually beautiful, and put it into context of the whole city of Berlin, for example, because we have a 3D city model of Berlin, and now I can run simulations based on that.
Yeah, it's so fascinating to see that. The presentations you can also see here at the booth, and it's really fascinating, inspiring, and so clear. And reality is on the screen.
Almost looks better than real, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you walk within the streets, it's not so beautiful as you can see it with.
And that was made possible also through a lot of technical advancements in the last years in terms of visualization, and again using artificial intelligence to a large degree to achieve this visual, very appealing and very realistic looking representation.
Okay. Let me ask one last question. So what role does reality capture play for sustainability?
We've seen reality capture solutions being used in all sorts of applications, to a point where laser scanning is a standard today in the prefabrication, but also the construction of windmills, for example. You could almost not build these things without reality capture technologies. We've seen BLK to flies being used to scan rooftops for the installation of solar panels. We've seen BLK 360s used by architects to scan building facades for green renovation, better insulation and these sort of things. And these are all specific examples, but at its core, I believe the contribution of reality capture to sustainability is this whole concept again of the digital twin. The fact that we can take the real world, transfer it into a virtual space, and then run simulations in that virtual space without wasting any natural resources. That, I believe, is in essence the big contribution of reality capture to sustainability across many industries and applications.
Thank you very much for these very exciting and interesting insights about the reality capture developments at Hexagon. And thank you very much for joining us, Jürgen Mayer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Denise. Thanks for having me.